Hey everyone, we are taking a look at histology of the aorta currently. It's a cross section. So blood vessels, are circular, they're tubular. So this would form a full circle. It's obviously cut off right here, but if we kept going around, it would form a full circle and then come around again. So we just have one arch of the aorta. The aorta is the largest artery in your body. It's carrying blood away from the left ventricle, so it has to withstand a really high amount of pressure. To help with that, it's got a lot of muscle and a lot of elastic tissue. It's classified as an elastic artery. Let's start with how can we tell which side is towards the lumen, where blood flows through, versus what's the outside towards the outer connective tissues and linked up with other things. The curvature does help. So where the arrow is right now, this is the lumen. But what can also tip you off is out here, this layer is more irregular. It's dense irregular. So yeah, this is the outer layer, tunica externa or adventitia. This lighter part is the inner layer, tunica intima, and then the dark part in the middle, that's tunica media. Let's take a closer look. This is 40x total right now. We are at 100x. Let's go to 400x, see how if that's any better. Okay, this is 400x. I am at the tunica intima at the border between the lumen and the actual blood vessel. So what we have here in this first cell layer, this very first cell layer, that's the endothelium of the tunica intima. Simple squamous, very, very thin, very, very flat. Endothelium of the tunica intima. Below that, you've got a bit of basal lamina and connective tissue. I'm going to zoom back out again because it'll help us see the borders. This border right here where it starts to get squiggly and dark, that's the internal elastic membrane. Going back into 400, there's our border. Get in focus, there we go. You can see how squiggly it is. That's the internal elastic membrane, the beginning of tunica media. Tunica media is a mix of smooth muscle, so those are the long cells, and then the squiggly lines, that's elastic tissue. Tunica media has smooth muscle and elastic tissue. We keep going, and then we start switching. Here's this last squiggly line. That's an external elastic membrane. It's the end of tunica media. And then now we're getting to the dense irregular of tunica externa, the adventitia. You can see the banding of the collagen here. Because we're in the aorta, one thing that we can find are blood vessels within tunica externa. Let me find a good small example like this one here. There. Okay. So you see this circular structure? This is a blood vessel. It's a capillary that's within tunica externa. Because blood vessels like the aorta are so big, they require blood vessels within this blood vessel. So there are capillaries within this really large artery. That's known as vas vasorum. This is a 400x. Maybe you can see it better at 100x. You can see the blood vessel here, and so on. Again, found only in the largest of blood vessels. This is the aorta. Let's switch over to another large blood vessel, the vena cava. The vena cava is a large-sized vein, has the same basic layers as the aorta, but it does not have an internal or external elastic membrane. So how do you tell the lumen? Same idea. Don't go by the curve alone, because this is actually it's opposite of what you think. See how it's curved right now? You'd think that this is the lumen over here. It's not. See how disorganized this is? That's the tunica externa. This over here This side is the lumen side. This is tunica externa, much more disorganized. This is the lumen side. So let's zoom in. We're at 100x. Now we're at 400x. Get in focus. There we go. Okay, great. So this first layer, again, endothelium, endothelium and basal lamina. And then where you see this dark line, that's the beginning of where you have elastic tissue and the tunica media. It's not as big. With the aorta, and arteries in general, much larger tunica media relatively. So just from here to about here, that's tunica media. And then tunica externa is all of this. See the dense irregular, the collagen? That's tunica adventitia, or tunica externa. We still have, because this is a vena cava, because this is a large size vein, we do have blood vessels in the tunica externa. You can see the vasa vasorum here, like these two larger circles. Those are blood vessels. Here's another example. Can't point. There we go. Blood vessel, vasa vasorum. This is 400x, 100x. You can see the vasa vasorum out here and over here. Large externa. Veins relatively have a larger externa than arteries. Small tunica media, small tunica interna. So those are the histology for the largest blood vessel is the aorta, which is an elastic artery, and the vena cava, which is a large sized vein. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.